Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 6 things you must ask every buyer before you show them a home. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Paul Martin Jr., a realtor, entrepreneur, investor, and mentor. And on this channel, we believe in helping every realtor become more profitable in real estate. So if you're new, consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up. Let's get into the video. One of the first things you want to ask your buyer lead is, are you currently working with a real estate agent? So this question is a critical question for most of us because we're not allowed to poach other people's clients, right? And it's a total waste of your time if they are working with a real estate agent. But not if they're working with a real estate agent, if they have signed a buyer representation with a real estate agent. So that's something that I always ask every buyer. I'll say, hey, are you working with a real estate agent? They'll say yes or no. If they say yes, I'll say, okay, have you signed something with your real estate agent? 98% of the time they say no. It's kind of silly for us realtors, unless you have a strong relationship with that particular buyer, if they're a family member or something like that. Even if they are my family member, I personally still get these contracts signed because you are in business. This is a business and you are a professional. So it's a lot of realtors out there today who don't get buyer rep signed. You don't go to a lawyer and tell them to start working without a signed contract, right? It's the same concept. You're a professional. Make sure you run your business as a professional. So other part of this question, if they say, yes, I have signed something with a real estate agent, then you just tell them, hey, I'll love to help you. I'll send you over that information. But what I'll recommend is you to get with your current real estate agent. That way he can help you or she can help you find your dream home. And of course, if they say no, hey, I'm not working with a real estate agent, you'll get them to sign that buyer representation. The second thing you're going to ask your potential buyer lead is, do you currently rent or do you own? And the reason you ask that question is because if they rent, you need to know when the lease is up. That way you can actually see when they'll be looking to buy a home. There's a ton of realtors out there, they don't ask this question and they'll end up showing a person a home, 8 homes, 9 homes, 10 homes, and they're not looking until 8 months out. So they're not looking to do anything yet. So what I recommend is always ask this question. That way you can kind of determine when you should go out there and start showing that potential lead homes. Realtor is willing to break the lease. That's another question you'll ask them. So out of curiosity, if I found your dream home today, are you willing to break your lease? If they say no, then you just basically send them properties, follow up with them from time to time, and wait till they're at least 3 months out. The average, depending on what state you're in, or what country you're in, the average here in Texas is 60 to 30 days to actually find a property and get it closed on. So that's kind of the conversation that I personally have with those buyer leads, and you should do the same. The second part of that question, if they own, right, you're gonna actually have to put that property on the market. You gotta actually tell them, hey, do you have to sell before you buy, right? Some people are in a financial situation where they don't have to do that, but most people are, right? Most people have to sell their current home in order to buy another home because they kind of want to use the proceeds to put down on the next home they're looking to purchase. So for you as a real estate agent, that's, you actually become a listing agent that way. So you'll end up getting 2 deals in one just by asking that question. Number 3, how are they planning on paying for this property, right? So you always lead with cash first. So you first tell them, this is kind of a script. You say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, are you looking to pay cash for this particular property, or do you currently have a loan situated, set up for yourself? And when they ask that question, the reason you ask cash first is because it makes them feel better, because if a person was going to pay cash and you say, hey, do you need a loan, it's kind of offensive. However, if a person was paying, needing a loan, and you tell them that if they were paying cash, their ego gets stroked a little bit, so to speak. So it's a small psychology tweak that I use in my current practice of real estate. So you should probably implement that as well. So again, it's going to be, hey, are you use cash or were you going to seek financing? And if they tell you financing, you get them set up with one of your preferred lenders. If you have a preferred lender, if not, you definitely need to make a relationship with one. That way you will have someone who you know, like, and trust that can get the job done. Going to question number 4. Where is the buyer looking to move? So location. So you'll ask them, hey, out of curiosity, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, what areas are you looking to move in? All right. And then you, obviously being an expert in that particular area, you'll know what prices, what homes are going for in that area. So you'll ask them also how many bedrooms, baths, square footage, what are some of the details of the home? Do you need a pool? Do it need to be 2 stories, etc., etc. That'll be your next qualifying question. Moving on to number 5. What is the buyer's budget, right? So what price are they wanting to stay around? If they're wanting, they say, hey, I probably can get approved for, $700,000, but I only want to spend $500,000, right? And based on the criteria that you accumulated from this, right? If they're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, a pool, and etc., in a high-end neighborhood, you can tell them if that's a realistic budget or not. So you being the expert, you can kind of guide them through that process. But that'll be the next thing you need to understand is, what is their budget? Moving on to number 6. The next thing is setting the appointment. So based on that criteria, you'll understand if you need to set an appointment with that particular person now, or maybe 3 months, 4 months, 8 months, a year from now. You always follow up and keep people who's looking in this 3 months. Those are the people who you should be showing properties to. So those are the people you'll set those appointments with. So if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn the little notification bell on. That way you get updates on whenever I post. And in my upcoming videos, I will be sharing how I get people to sign buyer's rep. What is the script that I use? Another couple of things I'll be sharing with all my subscribers and YouTube family is how I'm able to work with buyers and show on average 8 homes before I get a accepted and executed contract. And as always, stay tuned for more videos.